Scratch. This hangout on air is live.
Bow, 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 wow, wow.
Hi, kids.
Meow, meow, meow. I've been waiting so long, Eloy. All right, guys. So I got all these things to say. I'm gonna
Go.
and then to the left, and then to the right. The other day.
That reminds me. One time, I got tickets to go see Conan when he was still in New York.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, this was a while ago too. And the guy that warms up for him, you know, he's got a comedian comes out, and the last thing he says is, "All right, well, Conan just did a fat bag of coke backstage, and he's ready to come out because when he comes out, that's how he comes out of the thing. He comes out like a man on fire. It's just you've never seen anybody that animated and with more energy. I just thought it was funny. He's like, he just did a big bag of coke backstage, and I think he's about ready to come out.
They're quite non-standard traditional. They're very wild and crazy in those late night shows.
His was. I don't think now it's very scripted and, you know, I think it's written by, but his has always been good to me. I've enjoyed his interviews and stuff.
Trying to remember one of the side shows that he had, Clueless Gamer. I think that's what it was.
Okay.
He's not a gamer at all, and he'll play a game with a celebrity or somebody, and they, you know, with his humor, experiencing it together. But the whole time it's kind of like they're ripping on the game at the same time, kind of burning it.
Yeah, back when he was with the late night, back when he was the one after that was good. That was the best. That was my favorite. And I don't know what he does on TBS is I can't stay up for it, so I don't watch it. I can't imagine being like, oh, I've got to stay up and watch Conan. Like the minute that I could start YouTubing it the next day, that became no.
I don't know. I'm usually up that late, and it's end up watching Fallon.
Well, you got a couple hours, right, on me?
Yeah.
So it's not as late, I guess.
I do not watch any of the talk shows, anything that's on TV. I just don't do that. But back in the day, I did do the David Letterman. I liked that a lot. And Johnny Carson was fun too, as well as Conan when he came out, which was probably, what was it, Bales, in the early 90s, or was it was early 90s, right? Like 92?
We were still in high school when Conan first came out.
Was that, yeah? Okay.
Yep.
I remember Conan, and I thought it was pretty cool, like his show at the time, like, you know, and there was Arsenio Hall, which we had too.
I remember him, yeah.
He had a weird that hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arsenio used to have good musical guests. He used to be able to book people that no one else did. He always had it was the only time you ever saw hip hop on TV back then. The guys that could actually perform it live, that's where they would do it.
Yeah, I never liked any of the hip hop back then. I mean, I did like the Run DMC,
All right.
the Run DMC.
Not a Run DMC, not just the generic ones, but the actual brand name.
Yeah.
Holy crap! He had some serious musical guests. Wow.
Yeah, he didn't mess around. Like I said, that was the best part about that show, was you'd always catch it and be like, wow, because he'd have guests that no one else would have on.
We got Prince, Mariah Carey, In Vogue, Miles Davis, Katie Lang, which is kind of the unicorn.
The outlier.
Patti LaBelle, Sammy Davis Jr., Bobby Brown, Bill Clinton, West Cole All-Stars, Whitney Houston, Stevie Wonder, Snoop Dogg, Luther Vandross.
Isn't that where Bill Clinton played the saxophone with the sunglasses on?
Yeah.
That was not that famous.
Mm-hmm. He was trying to get the voters to be,
hey, America, look at me. I got my sunglasses on. I'm a cool guy. I can play the saxophone.
yeah, to be the cool dude, you know, the cool, and it was successful, to be honest with you.
It was, yeah.
Totally.
Eli, would you do anything of the such to win people's vote?
Do a little bit of sax. Yeah, I do some sax.
Practice safe sax.
Some onstage sax. Would you do some onstage sax, Bales? Boy, we just found the golden one for Scratch Podcast. Bales, would you do if you could do sax? Would you do sax on stage?
Probably not.
What if you wore sunglasses?
I'd save it for the Oval Office.
So you do sax in the Oval, but I don't think is that appropriate to do sax in the Oval. I mean, you could do sax in public. You could do sax, but in the Oval Office, doing sax is.
I think you can do whatever you want in the Oval Office.
I think oral sax is fine.
Well, there's no other sex but sax.
Oh, gotcha. Eloy,
I said sax. I
Thank
said
you for playing.
There's no other sax than, or is it? Bales has to always throw in a freaking
contestants not appearing on today's show receive Scratch the home game.
Bales always has to throw in such a curveball. He added oral to the sax, and he confuses the whole issue. Always complicating a simple sax act.
There's got to be some dude on the flat Earth that plays the sax with his butthole.
Oh, it got worse.
You know there has to be an alternative method for playing the reed instrument.
Yeah, if you're listening and you can do that, get at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, get at me.
419 is all for you. Scratch 419 with special guest star the anal horn blower.
I know how to play the saxophone, but not through my butt.
Well, then we don't want to talk to you about it.
No. What do you mean a phone? What do you mean a phone? We're not using. Keep it simple.
Saxophone.
Saxophone. Tumababa. Obamabo. Oh, saxophone.
Can you play the sax though, Rory?
I played it all through, since I was 6 to graduating high school.
So since you were 6, you've been doing the sax.
When I
practicing safe sax since you were 6.
Actually, I gave up sax when I entered college. I was tired of lugging my big sax around.
Is it big though? The sax is it something that you is it because there's different size sax. There's the alto sax,
mm-hmm.
and then there's the baritone sax. Which sax were you blowing on?
I believe mine was the alto.
Oh, okay. So
it was very comfortable to hold, very easy to manage.
Yeah,
safely point it around if you needed to.
Is that like the Kenny G one?
No, he had a
soprano sax.
No, you're right.
Yeah, because it looked like a clarinet.
Right. Yeah,
you're right. Very good. See, going to school for music did pay off. You just cleared Kenny G. Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah,
I'm sure Kenny is relieved.
He always reminded me of Richard Simmons.
What?
He did.
Kind of reminded me of like remember Tiny Tim?
Yep.
He had that look because of the long hair, and it was just like the weird guy. That dude could play though. Man, he sold a lot of albums playing that stuff. Boy, remember when he was big?
Yeah, I mean that they would play his songs, and all the kids would leave everybody gather around the TV, hanging out, and when Kenny G would come on, everybody walk away.
Yep. I wonder how many albums the G has sold.
That's a good question.
He should do a rap. He should do a remix, like a rap album, and come out as like Kenny OG.
Hell yeah,
I'd buy it.
By
the way, everybody, did you see Tool announced finally new album? It's gonna happen for reals.
It's not gonna live up.
Dude,
Bales,
shut up, Bales.
You're such a pessimist, man.
You can't. It's gonna be the new day Chinese democracy. It's never gonna live up to the hype.
It's a Tool album.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
And the Tool albums haven't lived up to the hype since Anima.
Disagree. You keep waiting for him to put out Prison Sex again. It's never gonna happen. Like
I didn't care for 100,000 days.
Still a new Tool album. Strongly disagree.
Tool is so awesome. I listen to everything that they put, and not only that, all their biographies.
I like how I throw out a little bit of what I like, and everyone's like, Eloy, why don't you go and listen to one of the albums that you've been beating us in the head with? What is it?
Tool,
The
Part
Beatles.
5.
I'm excited for the new Tool album. Whatever.
How Tool studio album sales compare to each other. I'm rushing to read that article in half a split frickin' second.
Yeah,
I was looking for total sales because Kenny G has 75 million.
Oh, Kenny G is the man. Like I said, he sold a lot of units, man.
I think Maynard needs to call Kenny and do a collaboration.
And I don't mean to diminish, Doc, your liking of the band Tool. It's just everybody has their right to like. I was gonna say like crappy music. Everybody's got their right to like the music that they like, but to me it brings up such strong, you know what I'm saying, biased that I have no choice but to state it. But of course they have so many fans, you know, that people love that stuff. I just personally don't, but you know, that's totally normal. I'm trying to be very balanced and fair here.
That's some of my favorite background music. Like
Fox News, I'm trying to be very balanced.
Oh yeah, that's exactly fair.
I'm being fair and balanced.
Cable, yeah, network news is exactly that's exactly what it is. It's fair.
Let's put it this way: I would listen to Kenny G for a million years. No, let me not even say that because that would be wrong too. I was going to compare it to Tool.
Kenny G did a song with Weezer. I can't remember where it was, but they brought him out and like they were playing and they got to the part where it was going to be the solo and like Kenny G came out with the band, ripped the solo, like did like a 3-minute Kenny G solo and then just walked back off stage.
That's actually cool. See, when they do stuff like that, that's cool.
Yeah, I always like when they bring someone else out.
Yeah, I like that kind of, that's cool. But like when you do straightforward freaking what is it, the recorder that he plays? For like 20 hours, it's like, okay, I get it. You know, I like the rock and roll. But
when I was at my old job in the afternoons, one of the ESPN radio shows I used to listen to would have him on as a guest, Kenny G, and he'd talk about whatever. And somebody brought up the horn one time, and it was like he literally had it sitting on his lap. Like he's doing a radio interview, and like when you play the horn, he's like, "Oh, you mean like this?" Like it's like you have it right there with you. He's like, "I have it on me all the time."
That's so cool.
He says he still practices like 6 hours a day.
So Rory, in theory, could have one strapped around his back while he's forging, and then bust out with a little bit of a scale, and then get back to forging. It's just freaking awesome.
Isn't that a scene out of Lost Boys?
Oh no, you're not talking about. You're not talking about the guy without the shirt on stage. That is one of the horrible scenes ever.
He was like playing the drums with his pecs while he was playing the sax.
Yeah, if you went for that look, then I think that would be
the biggest narcissist you've ever seen.
If you did that, you stand on the welding table, you know, you stand up on there and you just play the sax, and then you jump off and says, "All right, guys, so let's get back to a little bit of the project."
Remember,
time for a sax break.
Yeah. Dude, do it. I swear to you, if you do it, I will share that video everywhere I can for 10 weeks, and not only 10 weeks, but various times.
Help me.
Yeah, I will share it everywhere. I will download it. And I will propagate it throughout the internet.
Yeah.
And I'll add your link.
America. Gone viral. Last thing I wanted.
Yeah, that would be what caught on too.
Oh, for sure.
And he calls himself the Dirty Smith. Ooh. I'd be so screwed.
Yeah, but guess what?
You're already halfway there.
You'd gain a lot of the doctor, and you'll gain a lot of new people that would never have dreamed to, but for the pectoral,
a lot of cougars would be coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah. Hey,
a lot of manthers too.
Yeah, I was going to say. Wait a second.
A manther.
Yeah, I think that's the equivalent.
I like that. Enough. That's a good freaking new word, manther.
I didn't make that up. I think that's actually legit.
Oh no!
I heard that somewhere that the male equivalent of a cougar was a manther.
Damn. Manther is a noun, plural, manthers, North American slang, a man of middle age who actively seeks a casual, often sexual, companionship of younger women, typically less than 35 years old, by implication, a sexual predator.
Boom.
Oh, so that's even worse. Well, is a cougar?
That's Chris Hansen is waiting for him.
But is
What are
cougar?
you doing here? Huh? Why don't you step into the van for a second? Why don't you step over here so I can talk? What did Chris Hansen say? Can you just step over here?
What if you're a single sexy male looking for older women?
Tadpole.
A tadpole?
No, that's what I think.
Not a young kid.
Oh, just a dude.
Like if you're 44,
Silver fox.
you live in Massachusetts, you're looking for older women.
You want to take it out and spread it around?
The cougar hunter.
How old are we talking here?
The cougar whisperer.
Because you could be Brian, the guy that brings the meds, and then I'm sure you could be very popular in many old age homes throughout the Northeast.
Like the sexual version of Kevorkian?
No, you can give a call to Bill Cosby.
Think more like an orderly.
Oh, an orderly.
Yeah, instead of like the cops coming in stripper, you would be like, "It's medicine time, ladies." And
Dolores, I brought your pills.
Yeah, it would be music that they like. So it would be like you'd hit the thing, and instead of it would be like there'd just be that old horn playing.
Just bring a checkerboard with you.
Parcheesi.
Oh, the closest I have seen is that a young male doing that would probably be known as a kitten or a cub.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I'm not young.
You're not old, Bales. You know what? I always joke, but if you're old, that means I'm old. So I'm gonna put you in the category of not old yet.
Yeah, but if we're on the prowl, the last thing we want is a young, pain in the ass chick
that will give you freaking a heart attack.
Yeah, we'd rather, trust me, go for an older divorced MILF. Trust me.
So is the trophy is the trophy part of it? Because you can't be a MILF without the
The older ladies would be known as a jaguar.
Jaguar. You know, this is...
And then the one above that is a Sabertooth.
Holy...
Oh, that's funny.
And then it's a woolly mammoth.
Is it Sabertooth like a blue hair? I feel like a Sabertooth would have a perm.
Oh, he is old, rich, and looking for a crazy night of sex with a guy who can go all night long without the Viagra.
Oh no!
What about a guy that can go half the night long?
I think you should at least apply. You don't know. She might think all night long is like 8:30.
How about a guy that can go?
Quick episode of Matlock, and then off.
Yeah. How about a guy that can go and sit on the couch and fall asleep right away?
How about a guy that can pet her kitten and wind the clock forward at the same time?
Yeah. Have a couple Werther's originals and then right off to bed.
Ooh, Werther.
I think we were better off talking about Kenny G's sax.
Yeah, man.
Because this is very disturbing.
Why? B wants to take it out and spread it around the older community. I think that's great.
Real quick, depending on what region, cougar can be replaced with grizzly.
No,
I'm telling you, the older divorced women, that's the sweet spot. They're looking to get back into it. They're eager.
I'm
telling you from experience.
I have nothing to say to like younger women. And I mean, like, in a way that I would be like trying to say something cool. There would be no way I could hook that up.
Like, so Jonas Brothers, right?
Hey there, like bald dudes. Yeah, all right.
Pikachu detective. Yeah,
yeah. So crazy things on that internet, huh?
So, like, you remind me of my dad, and he's in prison.
Yeah. You want to know something awful? There's a picture of me and my wife on her desk. That's not the awful part.
On her desk?
Yeah, at work. My wife is a teacher, so on her desk at work, there's a picture of the two of us, and it's like a more recent picture.
I thought the picture was both of you on the desk, on her desk. Sorry.
That's a weird thing to think, but okay.
Well, it's just weird because, we've been talking about freaking.
I got you.
I mean,
Anyway, still when I had the big beard, and it was kind of gray in a couple spots and whatever, big and fat, and the kids think that I'm her father in that picture. Oh, is that your dad? And I was like, oh, did they really say that? She's like, yeah, more than one did. I was like, oh, man, that makes me feel awful.
don't worry, they'll get their just desserts when they get old.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I told him all the time. I was like, hey, man, I used to look just like you. I was young and cute once, too. This is what happens. Look at this. Take a good hard
She's
look.
called you daddy at least once.
Never.
You liar.
No. I tell you.
Papa. How about Papa? Pappy?
No.
Pappy.
Huckleberry.
For some reason, she always calls me Dan, and I just can't figure out what. No, I don't. I don't know who Nick is, but apparently
Oh, wow.
that's not true.
Luigi.
Yeah,
What? Say what?
She says Carlos.
Yeah, Carlo. What? What? Well, that
She's
was a mouthful.
She's upstairs with her ears ringing right now.
So, Bales,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
how's life been treating you?
Kicking my butt.
What do you mean?
I can't seem to get anywhere with this renovation, and I'm just working. I played a gig last weekend. That was.
I saw that.
That made me like $20. That was good.
Yeah, you were kicking butt.
Yep. Got another one this weekend.
Those drum rolls were pretty cool. You were sitting there. I saw a little bit. I don't know where you put it. If it was
Instagram.
it was on Instagram.
Was that our boy playing guitar?
Our boy. Oh, Justin. Yeah.
Baldy Locks,
Yep.
Sweet.
AKA, I forget what the hell we called him. He was a
Michael
good dude.
Buchu?
Yeah, maybe that was it.
I don't know.
I recognized him right away, though. I was like, I think that's him.
I think we called him Bales' normal friend.
Yeah, because we failed to ask what instrument he played. We're terrible. Like, I went to the Berklee School of Music with Bales. Cool. No questions about
Oh, you're
it.
so right, dude.
We never bothered to find out what his instrument was. So like that was the first thing. I was like, I think Justin's in this band. What instrument does he play?
Dude, you're so right. We didn't do that. We're kind of rude, you
We're
know?
not rude. It's just I think we go out of our way to give the uninterview.
Yeah, I think so. So Bales, nothing's working out, but so are there things that are working out?
Nope.
Okay.
Nothing.
All right. Well, that's good. All right. Next. No. So nothing's working out. So is the house stuff, is it because it's delayed because of the slow mechanics of the city? Or is it because
The slow mechanics of me.
I understand that, dude.
Uh,
You're not getting it ready for some big outing, are you? Like some big party or something. It's your place, and you do it when on your sweet ass time.
I guess.
Yeah. See,
if it
I
wasn't
hope
the
that
house,
cheered you up. Sorry, Doc.
that's all right. I cut you off. Finish up.
No. I just said I hope that my little pep talk cheered you up, Doc.
It was like listen to Dr. Phil over here.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that if you weren't stressing about the house, you would find something else to stress about.
Because you're a stressor. He's right.
Well, takes one to know one. So you gotta, I have to have something to be pissed off about.
I think Bales needs to stop thinking about that type of stuff and really start concentrating on his album with badass drums and all the
fails.
Badass. Yeah, well, so I've suggested it a few times. I know that he's been thinking about it. A Bales featured album, and he gets stars to fill in all the other instruments. I think that's the way to go. I think that would bring you a little bit of a pep in your stride, and I think that's the way, dude. I think that is the thing, the rock and roll.
I think you guys need to collab together. I think we need Bales Escagedo.
I think that Bales underestimates my ability to put a song together because he's never once suggested or even asked. And I bet you Bales would be afraid to drop his drumming into someone else's hands and edit and mix it, and the possibility of it coming out not quite in his standard is a thing that so I think that is the main thing with Bales, that he's kind of a perfectionist in a way, and he would worry about the final product.
Well, perfectionist for sure. That's why his house is never going to be done.
Yep.
Yeah, you can just you have to kind of take a step back when you work on your home, I find, and be like, that's good enough to be good enough, because if not, it's never going to be good enough.
Yeah, like for instance, Bales, I'll give you a perfect example. See right behind me, I cleaned that up. Now it wasn't good enough, but
when?
But just recently. But there's a few things undone, but it's cleaned up, as you can truly see. So that's the example that I want you to.
Oh, Jesus!
And by the way, those boxes are for sending out products, so that's why they're there. The shirt on top of it is to protect the boxes from having any dust fall on the boxes themselves.
Oh, okay.
That's why and the shirt below it is in case humidity from the ground comes up and damages the boxes. That's why there's that sandwich over there.
I got you.
See now, Rory. Here, close your eyes and imagine this, Rory. Imagine Eloy on sitting on a guitar
on
player
an island,
stool, sitting on a guitar player's stool, kind of up front, stage right, playing his gut string, singing sweetly and playing a wonderful melody, and then I imagine Bales in a full rack kit with a spinning rig, just hammering, negating anything that you can hear from Eloy, but then Eloy just playing his heart out. I think it'd be awesome.
And a monkey sitting on
and the monkey,
shoulder.
yeah. We'll get the monkey. We'll get the grinder monkey, one of those ones from back in the day with the fez, and we can have the grind box to go along with it.
I'm telling you, it's a difficult thing. The problem with musicians is Bales. He's got all the symptoms of a musician, like the things that musicians do that complicate the world. That's why I'm an anti-musician.
Okay.
I was with you, and then we took a sharp left.
That was so 1980s reply. Like, K.
Yeah, well, that's what you think, man. So there.
Bales, what do you think of that, though? Other than the K.
I've been wanting to get back into the funk.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, funk band. I'm in.
I can do that.
So I sent a message out to a professor at Berkeley that's a funk guitarist, and I was in a ensemble with him once. So we'll see if he responds.
You see, that's the problem.
He's a badass.
That's the problem. You got to find crappy musicians.
I don't want crappy musicians. I don't want to be the best musician in the room. That's boring.
Here's the problem. This is the thing that Bales doesn't. Okay, look, you could do that.
If you're the smartest guy in the room, it sucks. You don't want to be the smartest guy in the room.
Right.
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing that I'd say to that. There is an element of I think that there's something. So I agree with the technique and the precision and all that stuff that you that I tend to see from you and the way you express yourself. I see that. So precision important and having your songs nice and tight and all that. But there's something to be said of a little bit of chaos where it's not quite. Here's the thing, not quite perfect is sometimes just what the doctor ordered to make a song. To make a song good, and give it soul and give it that feel, because it's not all just the technique. What I said is vital information for musicians, because that's actually what we're missing. To be honest with you, we are missing that, because everything is so technical and this, which is great, but you need soul.
I think you need. Soul is one way to put it. I like slop. Like, it needs to sound. I need some analog. I need some static.
I'm telling you,
the parts between. No, and I think that the further Eloy, here's something I've been thinking about that kind of ties into this. I think the further Mr. Roboto that we get,
yeah,
there's gonna be this awesome. Like, it's gonna be the last it's gonna be like the trumpet call of like mankind, and we're gonna have V8s, and there's gonna be rock music, and we're gonna be lighting shit on fire. You know what I'm saying though? Like there's gonna be that counterculture where we're just gonna be anything to get back to it's gonna be great. And then we're all gonna get eaten by the robots.
Yeah, I totally look. One of my favorite bands is Dream Theater. They're very technical, and very precise. But and I can listen to that because they have some all different types of music. But I do acknowledge that there's an extreme level of polished, even though his vocals can be really awesome. But like Doc is saying, a little bit of the slop thrown in there. It depends on your person, but that's the thing that makes music come alive. It's a little bit of that grit. I think it's needed. It's needed.
I always used to buy live recordings of concerts if I really liked a band, and I always thought like that's when I wanted to know like what you sounded like live.
Mm-hmm.
And like Pearl Jam, for example, used to put out all their imports. They recorded all their shows and they would put them out, and you used to be able to buy them for like $8. And it was great because it would be like almost like greatest hits with a couple cool covers, different spots. They talk about different things, but those were always great because I think that like it wasn't so polished.
Yeah, they were a great band. I don't know who put that.
Still are.
I don't know about that. Well, I don't know about me liking them as I did back then. But
dude, no band. I think no band just keeps kicking ass with new albums. I think that's just that's a standard we put on people that I think is just no one's been able to pull that off, in my opinion.
The Beatles,
they broke up real early. They're not still the Beatles. Could you imagine if they would have stayed together trying to get through the 70s disco Beatles and shit like that? Like
no, but you said
we're
nobody
not selling many albums. No, I'm saying that
you
stayed together and kicking ass is what I meant.
Yeah, but decades is a different story. I mean, now we're getting into a situation. But Pearl Jam, I liked them up to like their third album. After Vitology, it was done for me. No, it was.
I'm saying go listen to them in concert and let them play Even Flow, and I'm saying it still kicks ass.
Dude, I've listened to that since they came out. I'm
saying still today they can still kick ass like that. The albums they're putting out may not be your cup of tea. I don't really care for a lot of it either.
There's one called Binary or Binaural or something like that.
Binaural.
Yeah.
I like No Code. No Code I liked a lot. Was a later album after those.
There's nothing wrong with them. I'm not saying, I'm just saying on the value of one's listening pleasure. I stopped at Alive was the first one. I think then we came into Versus.
10.
Oh, 10. I'm sorry. 10 Versus,
which was
Vitology.
Awesome.
Vitology, those three were awesome. But then what was the next one they came out with after Vitology?
I don't remember.
Was that Yield?
Listening.
Yeah. See, Bales does agree. I stopped listening at that time too. But whatever, man. You know what? We can never agree. We have different.
Oh no. I'm not disagreeing with that. I think that I kind of agree with what you're saying as far as the album's not getting good. But what I'm saying is, I don't think anybody stayed together and just kept producing music.
Menudo's still around.
Keep putting out the good stuff. Yeah, I know, Menudo.
I mean, I could sit back and listen to some back-to-back frickin' Menudo. I'll tell you what.
Could you imagine, though, Eloy, if the Beatles would have stayed together?
Yeah.
In the 80s, wearing Don Johnson suits, trying to do relevant stuff.
Well, we did get a little bit of that watching George Harrison and Paul McCartney. And although they didn't shine as bright as the first, handful of albums, and they left us, I forget how many, they left us, what was their first album? Please Please Me. They had With the Beatles. I forget the number of, was it 10 albums? I forget right now, but they had a bunch of albums in a quick amount of time. But in the 80s, George Harrison we saw with the suit.
He had his mind set on you.
He was in Traveling Wilburys, right?
Yeah.
right? And that was George Harrison too. I got my mind set on you.
Oh yeah, with the moose on the wall. Singing.
Yeah, that was some 80s stuff. That had some rolled up sleeves.
I liked it. I wasn't a huge fan of that, but
That Wilburys video, he had on the long trench coat. I remember there was a big trench coat, like a tan trench coat, and he had like the skinny jeans on. And they showed everyone like showing up. And I was like, who's that? I was like, oh, it's Harris.
the problem with musicians is that they're in their mind and they don't see the forest for the trees, and they get it because they have this vision. And I'm sure that Bales has that. Now, I'm sure that if Bales saw that something other worked, that a project that he was part of that wasn't as precise and looking for but it worked and people responded to it, then he'd say, yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm just saying that you could try having people that are not necessarily less skilled, but a little bit more wild card and a little bit more, I guess just dirty, man.
No.
Just my thought.
I want to be the worst player in the band because I want to be pushed. I do. I want to feel that pressure to bust my ass to be good.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, Bales. Why?
Well, that's great. If you want to run fast, you run with people faster than you.
Exactly.
Dude, tie one hand behind your back.
Oh, and be a Def Leppard tribute drummer. Figure that out.
No, I get what you're saying, and because you enjoy it on many levels, and I get it, Bales. So I'm not gonna knock you on that. I'm just you're looking for the professor with the funk. You're looking for it's you got to go to the freaking alleyway behind freaking KFC and grab that guy and say, "Do you play guitar?" That's what you got to do. You got to go down to the freaking Five and Dime and grab that freaking shopping cart and toss it over and look at the guy with the drool. What were you doing in '85?
No,
and he'll say, "I used to play guitar. Come with me." That's what you got to do.
Excuse me, sir. Are you feeling funky today? Well, yes, young man, I am. Well, come along, sir. I imagine Bales walking down the street with his misfit funk band behind him. Come on, like Frosty the Snowman, all going to town.
You got to go down to the Kitchen Soup, right, on Main Street and bust in that joint and see just the most hacked up guy and grab him by the collar and say, "Sir, instrument? Yeah, I used to play." Okay, take him with you. That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. You have to get your hands dirty. Not this whole, I'm going to the university where it's clean and polished and the professor is sitting at the cafeteria with his donut. He's going to play some nasty funk. No, you got to go to the funk.
I don't want a circle of hobos with Jimbo on the spoons and Keith on the jug and Steven on the washboard. I don't need that.
I pay money to see that, though. Like, I don't know, for my money, sign me up. He does what? He's got
started this right now.
Yeah, he's got a hobo band. Yeah, apparently he's got a hobo band.
The funk
is the B in hobo. That's what it's called, hobo band.
I would totally do Kickstarter as well. I think. Listen, man, did you see their reaction? It's because they want something different. They don't want to hear the technical. I mean, it's nice, but honestly, and by the way, while you're at it, just wear some leather and sweat a lot. I mean, just.
Oh, wait.
How long is it going to take me to find a band of hobos?
No. Even better.
Damn it.
Make a band all dressed like gimp outfits, and then you could just shuffle people in and out, and it wouldn't even matter.
Oh, like Ghost? Okay. Yeah. Anonymity.
Anonymity, and you could just change guitar players, and it would be funny, and it would be like, people would know because you'd be like, the guitar player was 5'6" last week, and now he's 6'2".
Look,
and now his hands are black. I don't know what happened, but I think it's a different guy.
No, Doc, I think
the drummer has a different gag ball. This can't be the same guy.
You have to write your name letter, your signature on it, so everybody doesn't mix up their gag balls. Come on, man. There's a solution. If you're trying to squander this opportunity, there's always a solution, and that's signing each gag ball so that the musicians don't exchange them.
Yeah.
You could double book yourself, Bales, and you and the hobo band could open for you and yourself as the Gimp 5.
The Gimp 5. The funky gimps.
Or you know what? You could go in another direction. Since you're being very you're reluctant, you could dress up in some sort of cheetah sort of uniform, very jungle like, and put a monkey on a stool with a microphone and a little tray of peanuts there, and you just jam, and whatever noises that he comes up with is part of the music, and you call it jungle rock. I mean, just let your imagination run wild.
Eloy has one idea in an episode that involves a monkey.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's like, we should get a monkey and ...
It's improv around a simian.
What did you think of the what was it, Jack is it Jack White, the guy's name, the guitarist for that he started with what was it, the White Stripes or the Reds? What the hell band was that? Jack White, right?
Yeah, the White Stripes, him and his ex-wife.
Yeah, it was just him and her.
Yep.
I thought that was a shitty idea, but it worked. You see what I'm saying? Just him and a drummer.
Yeah, but that's a lot cleaner than a bunch of frickin' hobos. Now I'm responsible for these hobos. They don't shower. They're gonna want somewhere to stay. I'm gonna be the guy with the house. They're gonna look to me like a father figure. That's a lot to ask.
You might have to change out some diapers, stuff like that. But that's not gonna stop you on your road to creating this wonderful experience.
Yeah.
I mean, look at these guys. Steven Seagal's. These guys are happy as can be. That guy, he is playing those spoons like they've never been played before.
I like that band.
That's a good band.
I never got that down.
They're
playing in a blacksmith shop.
Yeah. That's a pretty good band. That banjo player can rip.
See, Bales, there's potential.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. Rory has the sax. Doc has the bass. I have the guitar, and you have the drums.
Alto sax, by the way.
He's got an alto sax.
I gotta wet my reed. Hold on.
We can make a band, and mind you, it doesn't matter that everybody plays out of time every now and again. It doesn't matter that, the song is missing other orchestration and this and that. Sometimes the weird is just what the doctor ordered. It's just what people are looking for. I'm telling you, if we were in the same area and we just did that, I bet you money down on the table that you'd never get work again. No, I'd bet money down on the table that people would dig it.
No.
Well, fine. That's so final. There's the sax guy. Rory's showing. By the way, Rory, we don't hear your audio, so you don't have to mute or unmute unless you really want to.
It's funny. We'll get a claim for this. It won't have anything to do. I'll just get an email because we were watching this. Oh no! You know what? It won't happen unless I click on it.
Ooh!
Well, don't click on it.
Well, it doesn't matter either way because we don't use the visual portion.
It's funny that Rory mentions the Lost Boys movie, which was one of my favorite movies from back in the day. There was one scene that me and my friends always thought was super cringy, and he's playing it right now, where they're all outside in the fair, and there's these two saxophones. I think one or two. For some reason, I thought they were twins, but he's all muscled up and shirtless and like all greased up and tanned, and he's just wailing with the sax, and it's like the crowd was told that was cool, so cheer as it's awesome. But back in the day when that movie was filmed, that would have been like a death sentence for someone to do that on stage. And yet, so it's a very corny. You have to go see that movie if you have not seen it. Y'all remember it, right?
Yeah, I should probably watch it again. When we were talking about it last time, Mrs. Doc asked me a bunch of questions. And I was fuzzy on some of the deets, so I definitely could use a refreshing. I'm not going to do that though, but I should watch it again.
Soundtrack to that movie though is really cool. So there's that.
What songs are on it?
There's a song.
Songs.
What's that?
Saxy songs.
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't think that band played in the soundtrack, but I know they did have "Thou Shall Not," whatever. That you remember that one, Bales?
No.
where it begins. The movie. Did you ever see Lost Boys?
Yes.
You remember how it went down into like the town, and it was doing the song "Thou shalt not sin," and it's going down. It's like kids singing it, but it's like a rock song, and then it's going down into the town.
Nope.
Cry for your mama.
That one. Yep. Rory knows it.
It's a good song.
Hey, Bales, look.
Cry for your sister.
I'll just say this, Bales. I'll just say this. Do whatever you like to do.
Cry
Enjoy it.
for Mr. Eloy.
That wasn't in the song.
Is now.
Do what you want to do, Bales, and enjoy it. Forget that I just said that, because you have this strange look about you today, as of unsure, like you're unsure, like something is. Because I'm a very perceptive guy, right? And there's something stirring in your head that you're maybe not, complete. There's something the matter.
You seem upset. Okay.
More.
Am I wrong?
I always like Mr. Mackey.
Okay, class. Okay.
You can't force your psychological review on somebody and be like, "Do you agree with me?"
Question. Do you bang?
No, I think I asked that in a very gentle way. I mean, was that offensive to you, Bales? Did I cause? I mean, what's going on with you, Bales? Seriously.
On a very special episode of Scratched.
You are not the father.
In the case of Baby Vigo, Bryan Bales, you are not the father. And then you got to get up and get in their face and be like, "Yeah, shit, I told you. I told you. Daddy.
I told you.
I'm very.
I told you. I pulled out. I told you.
Pulled out.
I'm very perceptive. I can't believe you guys don't see it. That Bales has a worry on his mind.
I've told you.
Bales wants to be challenged, and we can't fill his cup. I'm trying to sing for him.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine being in the rhythm section with this guy?
Yeah.
I can imagine being offbeat the whole time and looking at Bryan and him just being like pissed, like no eye contact, looking through me. You suck so bad. I hate you so much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give me. I'll play the bass for you. Give me.
That's fine. I tambourine it up.
Here's the triangle. Here.
Yep, triangle.
Play it from over there in the kitchen. But wait, that's like across the.
Play it at your house.
Here, take this with you, and here's a cup of coffee. See ya.
Yep.
That hurts my feelings, you guys.
Well, I'm on stage with my shirt off and my sax,
And flames just shooting up
like-
on either side of you.
busting a move on stage, thinking I'm crushing it.
I think it would be a success. I'm sorry.
Bales
Doc, hold on, Doc. You'll be at the Dunkin' Donuts with the triangle, and the rest of the band is playing the concert. But you're on the cell phone and doing this.
Yeah, live via satellite.
Ting. The story alone would make it. I would watch that concert. Honestly, I would definitely watch that.
Bales, the sun's about to start coming out. It's gonna get warmer. Go outside. You'll be fine.
Ooh, yeah.
Got to get some of that vitamin D back in your life.
Number one, you look really pale.
Breathe that country fresh air.
I do
Right
look
now
pale.
at this moment. What?
I do look pale.
Right now you do. You've not looked this pale since the last episode of Scratch. No, you have not looked this pale for a long time, and today you look pale.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not allowed to look pale.
You need to. Could you go get a tan? Your whiteness offends me. Could you somehow not be so white?
You have a lot of white going on right now, Bales, and I want to know what.
Well, it's like Bales looks like he's a bored Twilight fan.
That's very perceptive.
Oh my God. I've seen it. Seen the second half. How many times? Damn, it's so good though.
I like Twilight, all of the Twilights. I've watched them.
I never got into them.
I think it's a good, Romanta Vampa drama. I think it's,
Romanta Vampa?
yeah.
Vampa.
I was good.
Jaguar talk.
I think I watched the first two with Mrs. Doc.
Bet you did. And then the rest without her?
No, she filled me in on the third one and what was going on and how the baby, and then the one guy fell in love with the baby, but somehow it was okay. And I was like, oh, you lost me right there. I'm gone. Okay, enjoy your sparkly vampire movie, honey. I'm going down to the shop.
I was distracted with how bummed out Kirsten Dunst always looked.
He's always bummed out. That's true.
Kirsten Dunst is a he.
Kirsten Dunst?
She was a lip biter, wasn't she? She had like the.
Oh, I don't know the names of the people. I'm not that good with it, so I thought you were talking about the dude. He's always like depressed.
I got you.
I didn't even know the names. You guys are more.
Isn't Kirsten Dunst the Mary Jane from the original Spider-Man movies?
Yes.
I think you have the wrong actress.
Oh my gosh, what's her name?
Lily Dunst.
Oh crap, what movie are we talking about? I'm Googling, freaking out here.
Thank goodness I'm not the only one that
I
doesn't
think
know.
you mean Kristen Stewart.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm getting them mixed up.
Oh, that's too funny.
Both of them are lip biters, by the way.
Because
Yeah.
Kirsten Dunst was like the
I
young
thought we were
girl.
talking about. Yeah, I thought we were talking about a new topic. I thought Rory was on to some new stuff. I was like, okay, Kirsten Dunst. I know who he's talking about.
She was the
Alright.
young girl in Interview with a Vampire. Maybe that's
Yeah.
where you got confused. Another vampire movie.
Yeah.
That was a nice
Sure.
attempt to save me, but no, I just screwed up.
I just stink.
So look, the paleness, by the way, it's not that it I just see that. So what I'm saying is that's it. Bales, I'm going to give you the recipe to get back, into a positive state.
Tacos?
I had some and today I feel really, really gassy. So try to avoid that.
Damn it. Burritos?
They're freaking good. Like I could definitely eat another burrito, but again, gassy.
Tostadas? I mean, the difference between tostadas and tacos is just the fold, right?
I think so. They have two. I don't like the tostadas too much from Taco Bell. Or are they tostadas?
I don't eat at Taco Bell. That's
That's disgusting.
That's your
Okay.
That's your first mistake.
The Taco Bell regularly gets questioned for what their definition of meat is and how much actual meat, brand meat, has to be in the meat.
Nobody cares about Bale. I'm trying to solve his problem. Bale's brought up Taco Bell.
You brought up Taco Bell. He brought up tacos.
No. Did I bring up
Yeah,
Taco Bell?
he was talking about tostadas, and then you brought up Taco Bell.
Oh, no, all I said was I had Taco Bell and I felt gassy. I didn't say
Well, how do you not? Is what we're saying. That's where they make the gas, is at the Taco Bell.
But the point is that tacos isn't the answer to Bales' frickin' situation, man. The problem that Bales is facing is a sort of stagnation, and what he needs is adventure and sort of like happy-go-lucky, don't worry about shit, like attitude, but with meaning and not completely like, going crazy either. What you need is a journey to some foreign land to just reset the computer and come back and write in your diary the adventures you've had. That's what you need.
So I need some premeditated spontaneity.
Do you think we should get? Do you think we should get Dr. Shock a scratch T-shirt?
No.
Come on.
The last thing here, Mr. Dr. Shock, it has my nipples on it.
No, we'll get all new scratch T-shirts for that. Not that one. That one has Ryan anyway. We have
Scratched.
to. No offense to Ryan, but we have to have Rory on there.
Dr. Shock, the shocker.
I've just been telling everybody I'm behind all the potatoes on my own potato. You just can't see me.
It's true. Rory
On the back
doesn't
of
have
the shirt.
No, Rory doesn't have a potato, but I guess this is a good time as any to bring it up. I'd like to go new logo somehow, somewhere, some way. Something maybe more word driven.
That does not sound appealing.
Like letters type logo instead of face stuff. Something that we can use. The potatoes are awesome, but it was also very busy and very nipply.
I think that Rory has resented the fact that he's not a potato for a while now, because he brought it up just now, and there seems to be a little bit of resentment of him not having a potato of his own. And now we're going to move on from the potatoes into more word style logos.
I would like to. Well, we haven't flown the potato flag since Rory's joined. I don't think that is that anywhere.
No, you're right.
I took that down
out of respect for Rory becoming might I add, a full on member.
Full share employee.
Nevertheless, it is not a big deal.
Yeah, we don't buy that. Let's continue on arguing that
it's okay. Believe me, it's
right,
fine.
okay. Let's get back to the intervention here. Bales back on the couch. I think what Bales needs is a beer and a sun lamp.
Here's the problem, Doc.
A beard?
Beer and a sun lamp.
Doc, I see in Bales somewhat like we're basically the same age, and I see him, and if he goes, then that justifies the fact that my life is crap as well, and I don't want to. So I'm hanging on to the hope that Bales one day comes in and smiles and says, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And as opposed to the ominous sort of like Rob Zombie sort of vibe.
And then what happened on Scratch that day is Bale's tiny heart grew 10 sizes.
Yep.
No, seriously, Bales. We need to get to the bottom. Long pause.
All the who's and whoville, tall and small.
We need to get to the bottom. Long pause. Of this issue.
He keeps saying it's a long pause, but I bet it's not as long as he says it is.
I'm just saying, man.
Do you measure your pause from the base?
from the doorway.
I don't want to taint the conversation.
Gross.
See, that's the one part that I don't accept about Bales. I do get indignant when he does that little turn, that little roundabout. The I am not to be that I am like separate from this. He is totally in it thick, and he does this. I don't accept it. The gross. No, Bales, you're in it. Mixed, dirty.
Nope.
Soupy, clumpy.
So, a quick story I wanted to tell if I could change gears for a second.
Yeah, we're not going to solve it, so yeah.
Yeah, no, I just anytime you want to talk about it, Bales, we're here for you. Duly noted. So it's baseball season again. I have now taken the Traveling Salvation Show on the road because the kids are older, so we go to other towns. We went to this one place because of the age they are. I'm like the last to get field availability because the ball field's a little bit bigger than it was when we played t-ball. So there's this new field, no porta-johns on this field, right? So I had to send the kids to go basically pee over in the woods. If there was a competition for the most pisses taken during a baseball game, I had one kid pee twice an inning for 4 innings.
Wow.
Coach, I call him Leaky Tap. I was like, "Hey Leaky, what's going on?" Coach, I gotta pee again. And I think I just came to the conclusion that they like to piss in the stream. They thought that was great. And I think they just liked hanging it out in public. I had one kid that pretty much was going to pee 10 feet from behind home plate. Like he said, "Coach, I gotta go to the bathroom." I was like, "Yeah, man, go ahead. I'm not here to tell you can't pee. Like I told you, I'm the field good coach, as long as you're listening." And he goes and he was like literally like 10 feet behind the people watching the game. I was like, "Yo, bud, but I was like, maybe you should like at least attempt to cover yourself up, get in the woods, go away. Like you're way too close."
When you gotta go, dude.
You have to go a lot. These kids are very well hydrated.
Can't you put like a bag of kitty litter in the dugout or something?
You would think so. I'm pretty sure there's rules against that.
Really?
I'll have to check into a kitty litter clause. What is pee in the bucket?
No, right in the bag. Just open the top of the bag.
Have them tie strings around the end. That'll solve it.
I don't know. It's like all of a sudden they're properly hydrated.
Just give them all diapers.
There we go. It depends.
It's cool to pee yourself.
It's cool to pee your pants.
Have you guys ever peed yourselves?
Not recently.
In my pants? No.
Like, let's define, like, what do you mean by pee yourself?
So what I mean by
what's the amount?
what I mean by oh boy, don't let my imagination go that far. Try to keep me contained. What I mean is, as an adult, within the past 20 to 30 years, or recently,
I put me at 7. So am I an adult?
oh, sorry. Well, for the past 10 years, have you urinated?
I'm 15 now.
How old?
15.
There's no way. In the last 10 years, there's no way.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Go on.
Don't confuse me, dude. I'm trying to get. So, have you ever basically, I'm asking, have you, any of you guys, and you have to be honest, because if you're not honest,
Well, are you talking about like?
How much? How much pee constitutes that I peed my pants?
In my pants right now.
Well, like, did you sneeze and a little bit came off? Did you like maybe?
I mean, because
reel in the hose a little early and had some spillage from the faucet come down. You know?
Reel in the hose.
have you? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna. So, well, answer the question. Any of the above? No, not any of the above. If it's a little bit, that's not peeing yourself. That's just a trickle. I'm saying trickle.
But sometimes you're in a rush and you shut it down and you roll it back in. And you're like, oh crap! It's kind of the valve's shut, but the hose is still full. If you know what I'm saying.
How comfortably can you do that, man?
Well, if you do it just right, I mean, you can get it to run down inside your pant and it just come out real easy.
No. Can you shut the valve? Because I think once it's going, don't try and stop it, man. You're going to break something.
Yeah, shut the valve.
You shut the valve?
You shut the valve.
No, but do you shut the valve?
Yeah. Well, I don't let someone else shut the valve. I have to shut my own valve off.
Once again, this is where Carlos comes in.
No, wait a second. Do you guys shut your valves? If there's still more in the
I pee until I can't pee anymore, and then I'm done peeing.
But have you ever?
I then I don't have as much rolling up to do as Rory seems to. So I pretty much put myself back in the holster and be about my business.
I got the squeaky wheel installed. It's
yeah, I only ever there's no refurling and unfurling, but I haven't peed myself like that, like a full amount of pee, like I need to change my pants, but I've definitely had like the cough piss, or like I really, really, really got to go to the bathroom real bad, and
but you can taste it.
Yep.
Wait till you guys are driving on a lonely open road and you get stomach cramps and this whole talk that you do. And by the way, for the audience, you can go back to our past episodes and see exactly what we're talking about. And you're driving because they say that they absolutely have never, and you've got these cramps and you're ready to do the 2 and you can't. And then for some reason you think you can let out a little, relief, and all of a sudden you are soiled.
What?
Wait till that happens. Look at Bales. Wait till that.
Dude, they're younger. They're younger than us. They have quarter-turn ball valve shutoffs.
Did I ever tell you this story?
You and I are still rocking compression-style shutoffs. Where just shit just keeps dripping.
It's a gate valve.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that.
One time I was working up on a roof on a construction site, and we saw a guy make it. I think I might have told this story, but I'll tell it again. And we saw a guy just making a mad dash across the construction site to the porta-john right in the middle, and everyone knew, oh, there he goes. And he got to be like 50 yards away, and then he just stopped, and that was it. Put his head down, and then the slow walk to the porta-john from there, and no. And it was the worst part is that like an entire construction site of people watching of everyone on the roof. I was like, that guy can never come back here ever again. He cannot be seen in public. He needs to move.
Little tip:
I would have started the slow applaud from the roof.
That's bad, dude. In fact, that's adding insult to injury. Poor guy.
I think once I figured out what was going on and he started the slow walk of shame to the portage on, I think I went back to work. I was like, let the man march. Let the man march.
If there's little dogs in the area like poodles and stuff, they do make good cleanup. That's it.
That's nice. It's good, nice to know.
Yeah, thanks for that tip. The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know.
And that's why Eloy became a dog walker.
Tell me about
White Walker.
Your great grandfather.
Oh, my great grandfather. The other day, Saturday, I had to go and clean up my uncle's grave. Had 2 trees on it. My dad wanted like some stumps pulled up, so I had to go and cut the stump, whatever.
You did some landscaping.
Yeah, manscaping. No.
Manscaping.
But yeah, I have the cordless sawzall, so I get called on all these fun trips. Jared, could you bring that saw? Yeah, Pop, you got it. I'll bring the saw. So I bring my oldest with me to such functions as often as I can. The youngest is still, he's not there yet. So my dad's there, and, he's basically walking my son through. He's like, this is where my mom and dad are buried, and he's giving them the names. He's like, this is where my brother is buried. And he's like, in this little mausoleum over here, he's like, this was my grandfather, my grandmother, and my uncle are buried here. He's like, my grandfather built this. And I'm 38 years old, and I've never heard that one time in my life. I'd never even walked over to the other side to see I knew the family name, but I had never. So,
wow.
It's just pretty nice. Like, he was a mason. I knew that. And it's just really nice, like, stone structure with a plywood door. I still haven't gone to take the door off, but I have permission from the family to go in there. And if I want to, whatever I want to do. But apparently the inside's all marble. And there was like a place to kneel down. And I'll tell you the whole story then. So you go in there and kneel down. So my dad's uncle passed. I think my dad didn't even know him. My dad's kind of named after him, but not at the same time. The Italians can do that. And then his grandmother died second. She's in there. And now my great grandfather, Luigi Gruppo, they called him Luigi Gubin. I don't know what that means, but that's everybody I've ever talked to. Oh, yeah, your grandfather, Luigi Gubin. So, and the second part of that story is, so after his wife died, he used to go to the Marconi Club, which was like a local drink spot, and he'd get drunk and he'd go to the cemetery on the way back, and he'd scream at her in the grave, why are you leaving me here all by myself? I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to wash my clothes. Why are you going? And I've heard that from 3 different people. So what the story is very well corroborated.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I'm grabbing my ghost box and coming over right now.
Come on. Yeah, I can't wait to pull the plywood door off. I was like, man, I'm going to take this off with my Leatherman. And I tried to pull one screw out, and it had been swollen in there so tight it wasn't coming out. I'm going to break the screws when I pull it out. I'm definitely going to get in there before Memorial Day and try to have the door open so that when my brothers and stuff, we usually go to Memorial Day there so everyone can take a look. Because I've never been in there in my life. So
that is so cool.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. 25 feet, by the way, from where my grandparents are buried, which I've been going to my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been watching you.
Yeah.
Who put that door there?
The plywood door. Apparently, there was a real nice door there at one time. And it was kept up, being that my great-grandfather was the last to die. He was taking care of his son's grave, and then he was taking care of his wife's grave. And then when he passed, his kids kind of took care of it, and it got to the point that, my dad was like, I'm not taking care of it. He's like, I'm like the 5th person in line of who should be taking care of this. He's like, I'm not a stonemason, and I just don't, So I think my uncle went and took the old door off because it was rusted or broke. It had like a gate.
Mm.
So when you hear things like that, your first thought is, well, I'm going to go clean it up. I'm going to go have an 80s montage cleanup, like in Revenge of the Nerds, and it's going to be awesome, and everyone's going to high five, and there's going to be a robot and a monkey for some reason, but
a robotic monkey.
Ooh. But I definitely am going to go take it off. My dad says it's going to be disgusting in there because the way it is, it's got I don't know what it's called. It's probably a design, but it's got like a steepled roof, like roof line on each side. The gables are high, but then the roof is lower on the inside, and it might even be flat.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look across, it's like, so it looked like the corners had kind of run off from water. So I'm sure it's kind of blowed out.
So you're going to repair it?
I'm going to see what shape it's in. I'd like to at least fix the door and clean it.
Yeah, it's good that you continue that, because how many generations are there?
There's a lot of my family's buried in that cemetery, and not just one side. So we're going around. I'm going to see if we got some other family having some health issues right now, so it's not really like a good time to circle the wagons. But yeah. I'll pull my brothers aside and see if they're in a, like, throwing an afternoon at it or going in. That's the one right there.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
That is so awesome.
Yeah. Like I said, so you can see it, but the corners look like the water damage. But it's sturdy as sturdy is. I'm sure the inside needs to be aired out something fierce. So I was going to go pull the plywood and have a look. And
they paid to have that built?
That's probably the full size of their grave plot, Eloy.
Okay.
And he probably built as big, as he could.
So they're under that?
They're in there.
They're in there what?
That's a square structure. That's not like a grave. That's like a building. So they're in there. They're in there. And apparently, according to my dad, there's a grave spot in there yet, because my uncle, great uncle, I don't know, but my dad's uncle is buried in there, and he never married. So there's actually a spot in there yet.
What's the like in between the stones? What is that? I can't quite make out.
It's mortar.
That's shiny?
Oh yeah. That's how all the stuff was, man.
That's mortar?
Eloy, there were some. No, I know it's a Masonic thing, but these guys were like black belt Masons.
Yeah, this is hardcore.
Yeah, like there's so much beautiful stonework that's falling apart in my town. The fact that this looks as nice as it did, I was looking at it, I was like, this is some craftsmanship right here. Look how this is laid in here.
Right, but what I'm trying to get at is that thing that you said that's mortar, up at the top, that looks like some sort of inlay that they did on top of the mortar? Or did they paint that? I'm sorry. Is that painted? I mean, what am I looking?
Those are stones?
No, dude.
Where?
In between.
There?
Rory, go down to where it says Grupo.
Now, Eloy's right. Those mortar joints look really new and precise.
Yeah, and shiny.
Yeah.
And that doesn't look like
I think it might be the picture. It's not like a sand mortar. It's probably like a finished mortar.
It almost looks like
metallic
automotive trim.
I promise you it was not plastic automotive. And then what he did was he took some silver paint.
Could you imagine?
Bondo.
yeah, I get inside and it's all tinfoil.
That's the mausoleum kit from IKEA. Grupo Guapo El Grupo Guap.
It's a Sears catalog. Are you kidding me?
Dude, you used to be able to buy entire houses from the Sears catalog.
I've worked on some of those Sears houses, Balesy. They are not fun.
It's got little air vents.
That's the air vents from the inside, and that may be the roof line. I'm starting to think that that's where like water is supposed to come out, and the roof line's there because I told you the roof is down from where.
So those aren't air vents?
No, I don't think so. This is probably compelling audio right now. Us looking at a picture.
Well, you took us there, and it's.
It's
interesting.
I'm very interested. I'm just pointing out.
So what we do know is that the actual like the in between parts is, what was it?
It's
automotive.
It's duct tape.
Automotive trim.
I'll be there. Well, when I go and take the door off, which the next free day I have that's nice. I don't have baseball. I'm gonna stop by on my way home from work.
You might as well film it.
Yeah. Well,
Dude,
in case I die.
Head cam.
Going in. Well, no, I just want to go take the door off, and then I told myself I'm not going to go in there for 10 minutes.
Well, you know what you should
Because I don't want to be in there breathing in air that hasn't been breathed.
I mean, I don't think the bodies are above ground, just sitting there.
No. I'm talking from mold.
Oh,
Dude, I'm not talking like reuniting or anything like that. I don't want to meet anybody, but no, apparently the inside's all marble.
What I'm trying to get at here is that you should actually ask and find out when that plywood was put on that door.
Oh, I know. It wasn't put on that long ago.
Look, there's the inside.
Oh, it's a pool table.
It's going to be great.
So the door that was on there, could you imagine?
it's bigger on the inside.
Scratch.